there is smoke, there could be some fire. There was an article that came out this weekend that LeBron and the relationship with the old Lakers regime and Jeannie Buss was fractured. The new Laker ownership is not tied to LeBron. It does sound like, and we both said this when the Luka Doncic trade happened a year ago this weekend, that this Laker franchise is now transitioning from LeBron's team to Luka's team. And listen, LeBron can still put up points. He's not the defender he used to be. He can't give you 40 minutes all the time anymore. I think this Lakers team is definitely very top heavy. They're not very athletic. They don't shoot a lot. They still don't have a lot of bigs. And it just feels like, listen, yes, the Lakers did a lot of favors for LeBron and vice versa. But I think it is time. I don't think they're going to move on from him at the trade deadline. But I do think this will be LeBron's not only his last year with the Lakers, but I think it could be his last year overall in the NBA.
So the Lakers are coming to Cleveland tomorrow to play the Cavaliers. Cavs have won 4 in a row. And unfortunately, we will be without Evan Mobley for the next couple weeks. And it's unfortunate timing because we're actually playing well right now. We've gotten ourselves right back into the mix in the Eastern Conference. We're just a couple games out of second place, which is currently held by the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
But so just to address that, I don't feel like there's any team in the Eastern Conference that's really separated themselves from the rest.
I agree with that. I think you can make an argument the top 5 teams in the NBA are all in the West.
Yes. So if the Cavs can get healthy, with Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, Sam Merrill, I'm not as concerned about Max Strus. I still think we could be in the mix for the playoffs. I don't know about championship, but I still think we could be in the mix for the playoffs and be a factor.
I mean, we're definitely not going to miss the playoffs. The question is, are we going to get a top 4 seed or are we going to be in the play-in tournament?
Yeah, I do think we will make the actual playoffs, not do the play-in tournament. So it'll be interesting to see what the atmosphere is like tomorrow at Rocket Arena, because it could be LeBron's final time playing in Cleveland. As you said, maybe he retires at the end of the season.
Hey, Lakers, DeAndre Hunter for LeBron straight up. Who says no?
No, it's interesting you bring that up because given the emergence of Jalen Tyson, there are talks that maybe the Cavs could trade DeAndre Hunter to the LA Lakers.
And that's what I'm saying. Does that open up a spot? Listen, do I think LeBron would come back over the minimum? No, I do not. But I love to see it, absolutely. And I don't even want to get into the GOAT discussion. This is just, I want to see LeBron one last time in a Cleveland uniform to end his career. I do think this may be his last time playing in Cleveland because I don't think, contrary to some people's belief, a lot of people think that he wants to go on a Kobe Bryant-esque retirement tour. I do not believe that. I think LeBron one day is just going to decide, I've had enough. That's it. And I, for some reason, when this article came out over the weekend, it does sound like to me the old Laker regime, technically under Jeannie Buss, is angry that the narrative out there is LeBron saved the Lakers. Not that they went and got LeBron, which is just completely wrong because the Lakers have been irrelevant for the past 15 years until LeBron got there, really.
Yeah. And I think there are still people who don't count that 2020 championship.
Which the difference between the NBA championship and the MLB championship is the Lakers were the best team in basketball that year. And that was the only year that Anthony Davis really stayed healthy.
Yeah. And I thought it was fitting that the Lakers won that championship given the events that played out. Like you mentioned, I think it was yesterday was the 6-year anniversary of Kobe.
Yeah.
I remember that day vividly. I was in my college dorm and I saw the reports on TMZ and I'm like, there is no way this is true.
And by the way, I thought the fact that TMZ reported that even before the family knew, I did a whole essay on that because I was in college both the time. I just thought it was so wrong.
But no, because it was TMZ that initially reported it. I'm like, okay, TMZ puts out fake stories like this all the time. Like, you know me, I'm one of those very skeptical fans. But when I started seeing the reports roll in from CNN and ABC, Fox, NBC, ESPN, I'm like, oh shit, this is legit.
Yeah,
Like,
and again, like if you think about it, the Lakers franchise since Kobe retired was down in the dumpster. They tried the Lonzo Ball thing, it didn't work. LeBron did get the championship, but this does now feel like the era of Luka Doncic in LA. And really, if you look at LeBron's 8 tenures in Los Angeles, outside of the one championship year, they really did, I would say, overall underachieve.
yeah, I agree. Um, for example, to get eliminated in what, 5 games last year by the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah, a
Um,
series that, I thought going into it, as much as I loved Anthony Edwards, I thought that LeBron and Luca were the two best players in that series. I was wrong. Turns out Ant was the best player in the series.
yeah. Um, and didn't Denver sweep them in the Western Conference Finals, if I'm not mistaken?
They was that 5 games, and the next year they swept them. I believe so. Yes.
Because I know one of those series,
Yeah,
Denver.
they beat them in 5, and then the next year in the first round they swept them.
Okay. I do remember that was one of the closest. No, I think it was the conference finals where they swept them.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because we said it was the closest sweep ever. Because they lost every game by like 3 points.
Yes, and one of those games in Denver, I believe, the Nuggets won on a
Game
Jamal.
2, they had them, and Jamal Murray hit that game-winning shot, and it was over.
Yes, and that's why I said, as much as I love Jokic, the most important player for the Nuggets was Jamal Murray. Um, Again, not trying to discredit Jokic in any way, but like while Jokic has been out, Jamal Murray is the one who's had to keep them afloat.
Absolutely. Well, in Chicago, the Bears, not the Bears, the Bulls, excuse me, have retired the number one of Derrick Rose. I got to be honest with you here, Josh. I know Derrick Rose, one of the greatest players of all time, maybe one of the biggest what ifs of all time if he didn't get hurt after that tremendous 2011 season. But when I think of retiring jerseys, I think of guys that have done great for the franchise, brought teams championships. Derrick Rose is one of the most talented players of all time. But I compare this to like Carmelo Anthony with the Nuggets, where he was a great player, got them to a conference finals, never got them to an NBA finals. And clearly they did not retire his number because it's being worn right now by the Joker. And so for me, I get it. Chicago, you love Derrick Rose, that era with Luol Deng and Taj Gibson and Joakim Noah. They were really good teams. I just think, and I know it's a franchise thing, and I understand that, but I don't know. I don't think he really deserved to get that number retired if it was me.
It's interesting because if you remember, I think it was last season, we had a similar discussion when the Warriors decided to retire Andre Iguodala's jersey.
Yeah, and like listen, Iguodala was the Finals MVP. He was the reason why they won that 2015 Finals. That right there to me is eligible to get your jersey retired by a franchise.
So if I'm not mistaken, he won. Derrick Rose won Rookie of the Year for the
They,
Chicago.
yep, and they were the number one seed, I believe, and then he blew his knee out, and then that was pretty much the end of Derrick Rose.
Yeah, I know he went on to play for Detroit. He played with us briefly. I remember
Yeah,
that.
I mean, he's played with a bunch of different teams. He's bounced around the league, but he never, very similar actually to Russell Westbrook, as in when the athleticism went down, the shooting went down, he was never really the same player.
Yeah. By the way, I think Russ will absolutely get his jersey retired by Oklahoma City, and he fully deserves it.
See, I would make an argument he doesn't deserve it.
Oh, yes, he does.
Because what winning did he do? Again, when he was on his own without Kevin Durant, they didn't win diddly squat.
He had one of the greatest MVP seasons we've ever seen.
Okay, and they were the 6th seed, and he was ball hogging to get that triple double and moving people out of the way because that's all he cared about was the triple double. And by the way, he can't shoot either. So
it's interesting though that we're talking about Westbrook because him and Derrick Rose were so
they're
similar.
very similar players. That's why I'm making the argument. Neither of them should get their jersey retired by their team, and neither of them should be in the Hall of Fame.
And I bet you, I don't know about Derrick Rose, but I bet you Russell Westbrook will get in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, if Carmelo Anthony's in the Hall of Fame, Russ is going to get in.
Dwight Howard is in the Hall of Fame.
Because it's the Basketball Hall of Fame. The NBA, I've argued with you for this for years. To me, the NBA needs to do what the NFL does, which is create an NBA Hall of Fame, not a Basketball Hall of Fame.
So what do you do with the women's players then?
You make your own WNBA Hall of Fame. It's got a legacy. It's got a league of its own.
Hopefully we actually see the WNBA this season because they're having CBA issues at the moment. But getting back to this, I did love watching those Bulls teams with Derrick Rose.
Oh, they were absolutely fun to watch. And I told you this about John Morant. I think John Morant's the most fun to watch player maybe I've ever seen. Derrick Rose is in there and Russell Westbrook's in there. Doesn't mean I don't like their athletic ability. It doesn't mean I won't turn on the TV set. But listen, Draymond Green's fun to watch commit fouls. It doesn't mean he's a Hall of Famer.
And yet he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yes, because he's won championships, which should be the end-all be-all. Derrick Rose never even, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't even know, did they make a conference final?
2011 against Miami, yes.
Okay, so just like Carmelo Anthony, 2009 against the Lakers, one conference final, and that's it.
Because I want to say 2012, Miami played Boston in the conference
They
finals.
did. Remember, and they were down 3-2, and LeBron had what I still think next to the 2018 game against the Warriors is the greatest game of his career, that game 6 against the Celtics.
Yes, and then in 2013 and 2014, they had that great rivalry with the Indiana Pacers.
And young Paul George, man. Those Pacer teams were fun teams. But again, should Paul George get his jersey retired by the Pacers? I don't think he should.
No. See, that one, I agree with you. And
what's the difference between Paul George and Derrick Rose?
No,
that's my question.
I do agree with you about Derrick Rose. I don't think he should have gotten his jersey retired.
What's the difference between Paul George, Derrick Rose, and Russell Westbrook then? Because I think they're all the same.
Okay, so with Russell Westbrook, he was part of that 2012 team that got the Thunder to the NBA Finals against the Miami Heat. He had, again, he averaged a triple-double and won league MVP. The Thunder were constantly in the playoffs. No, they didn't make deep runs. I'll give you that.
Chicago and Indiana were both constantly in the playoffs. I mean, it's like Bradley Beal, right? He was constantly in the playoffs with the Wizards.
Oh, Bradley Beal does not deserve to get his jersey retired.
Thank you. Okay, so we're on the same page there.
Yes, I don't think the Washington Wizards should retire John Wall's jersey.
Okay,
but my guess is they will.
I just think the jersey retirement thing is too overblown. Just like I think guys getting in the Hall of Fame is too overblown. Just like the Pro Bowl now is turned into a joke. If George Sanders can become a Pro Bowler, it's all a joke.
It really is.
It's why I don't like awards. Now, do I think obviously Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, LeBron, they're all going to be retired by us? I don't even know. I know Z's number's retired by us. I know they want to retire Anderson Varejão's number. I don't know about that. I get why, but again, I
don't know if they're going to retire Kyrie's jersey. That one I question.
You're right, because of the way he was. I mean, but
yeah.
This is all about politics, really.
No, I agree. But since you're talking about the Cavs retiring jerseys, I absolutely agree with you about them retiring Kevin Love's jersey and, of course, LeBron's. The one I really want them to retire is Tristan Thompson. I know that's
No, I agree with you.
Interesting. Why do you agree with me on that one? I want to hear your.
He's a champion. That's
Okay.
the argument. Plain and simple. We don't win that championship without Double T.
Thank you. Um, I thought the best game of that series for him was Game 6 when he just became an absolute rebounding machine.
I agree with you.
Um, the way him and Kevin Love were able to switch out onto Steph and Clay, but again, if he does not have that rebound like bonanza in Game 6, we don't win that series.